G'day, ISO here, back with another classic WoW video. In today's video, we discuss reputations, how they can be helpful, and which ones can hold some pretty useful items or player enhancements, such as shoulder enchants. I'll mostly be touching on the larger reputations you come into contact with whilst leveling, but I'll also get into some of the forgotten reputations you can grind out for some pretty useful enchant formulas, patterns, plans, and recipes. So here we go. Starting with PvP factions. Increasing your reputation with the PvP factions opens goods and services at the vendors near the entrance portals. Many of these items, weapons, and armor are superior to those of equal level found in your travels. For example, earning Exalted status with the Warsong Outriders for the Horde located in the Barrens at the Mortian Ramparts, and the Silverwing Sentinels for the Alliance located in South Central Ashenvale. To gain reputation with these, you must participate in Warsong Gulch matches. Reaching Exalted with these factions grants you access to an array of consumables, rare quality items, and even epics. On a last note, with Warsong Gulch there are only two ways you can gain reputation, and this is by capturing the flag and winning. Since these are the only two ways to earn reputation in this battleground, it will take forever. This is by far the hardest battleground to grind out of the three. The only way to speed up your reputation gains is to find a group of friends and just run Warsong Gulch all the time. Have fun, and most of all, good luck. Or take a look at one of the easier PvP factions to hit Exalted with. For the Horde, we have the Frostwolf clan, and for the Alliance, we have the Stormpike Guard. I'd say out of the three PvP reputations, this one will be the easiest to hit Exalted with. The easiest way by far to gain reputation in Alterac Valley is by following the front line around and looting as many bodies as possible. Once you get a stack or two of armor scraps and blood or crystals, depending on your faction, use the medallion trinket you received as a pickup quest outside of the instance portal to queue for Alterac Valley, and return to town and turn everything in. It won't take long for you to get Exalted. Anyway, back to the items. You'll have access to potions, bandages, and then you'll get access to some rare and even epic quality items. I'd say it's almost vital to hit Exalted with these guys as soon as you can, as some of these items can really help increase your damage output and even get you a spot in a raiding guild or a PvP team. Also, you can unlock a pretty cool mount once you hit Exalted. The Alliance get the Stormpike Battle Charger, and the Horde gets the Frostwolf Howler. Pretty cool if you ask me. Lastly, for the PvP factions, we have the Defilers for the Horde and the League of Arathor for the Alliance. Their respective locations are in the Arathi Highlands, as the battleground is after all named Arathi Basin. The cave location for Alliance is at Refuge Point, and for the Horde is to the back of Hammerfall. Outside the cave you'll find a supply officer. Just like the other two reputations, you'll have access to consumables, rare quality boots, and belts, and at Exalted, a pretty pair of epic quality shoulders. Out of all three reputation grinds, this one is the second longest battleground to gain reputation in. Here, you will get reputation every 200 resources collected. I don't know who, but someone did the math, and it will require 720,000 resources collected. So as with Warsong Gulch, you'll be here for quite a while. Luckily, you won't be here for as long. Well, that covers the PvP factions. What about some of the other factions? Let's talk about the Argent Dawn. They are a vital reputation that you want to hit Exalted with, as you'll have to get attuned to Naxxramas, and being Exalted with the Argent Dawn makes the attunement quest free. However, not being Exalted and only being revered, you had to pay 30 gold, 2 arcane crystals, and 1 nexus crystal. Honoured, you had to pay 60 gold, 5 arcane crystals, 2 nexus crystals, and 1 righteous orb. If you were lower than Honoured, you couldn't unlock the attunement quest. You can gain reputation from a large number of methods, including repeatable quests and instances. Many of these methods involve the use of the Argent Dawn Commission, which allowed players to obtain Scourge Stones from any level 40 plus undead Scourge enemies in the Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor. Next, let's talk about the Zandalari tribe. This entire reputation is based around one raid, that raid being Zul'Gurub. Now, I'm not going to talk about the actual raid instance, but just the reputation itself. Completing a full run of Zul'Gurub granted you anywhere from 2500 to 3000 rep, along with any additional quests or items completed or picked up along the way. The most notable were the coins you could loot. It would take 3 coins, one from each different troll tribe, those being the Zulian, Razashi, Hakari, Gurabashi, Vile Branch, Witherbark, Sand Fury, Skull Splitter, and the Blood Scalp. You would hand them in to Vinchuxa on Yojamba Isle in Stranglethorn Vale. He in return would give you a Zandalar Honor token, which could be used to permanently increase your reputation with the Zandalar tribe. You could then speak with Rin Washo, the trader, and purchase plans and patterns to craft some pretty powerful items, with one being the Living Action Potion, crafted by alchemists. This item alone could make a PvP battle very one-sided. Now that we've covered the Zandalar, let's take a look at the Cenarian Circle. These guys are based in Silithus and revolve around AQ, much like the Brood of Nosradormu. Although the Cenarian Circle doesn't require AQ to unlock the reputation, you will however need to grind out on a lot of the mobs in Silithus, the Twilight Hammer cultists to be exact. Now, this is closer to being a solely level 60 rep and will require you being just about max level to really unlock these guys, but you can still get to Silithus around levels 55 and 56, and you can grind out on the mobs here up to level 60, and along the way you'll unlock the reputation rewards as well. From friendly up to exalted, they offer patterns and plans, ones that you'll need to be able to make nature resistance gear so you have an easier time in AQ without being one hit by the nature damage inside. So, anyway, after killing and looting some Twilight cultists, you should come across an item called Encrypted Twilight Text. Gather 10 of these and hand them in for 500 rep. Each Twilight kill grants 10 reputation, assuming you are friendly, 0 out of 6,000 towards Honoured. That means you require 39,000 rep total to get to Exalted, 6k to Honoured, 12k to Revered, 21k to Exalted. So in total, 39,000 rep. 10 rep per kill equaling 3,900 Twilight cultists. But when we factor in that each Twilight cultist has a 30% chance to drop a text, that means every 100 kills, you average around 30 texts, meaning 1,500 rep. Anyway, this math could go on for a very long time. In its simplest form, you're looking at about 1,300 Twilight cultists, equaling 10 per kill, a 30% chance of a text drop, 50 rep per page, averaging 30 rep per Twilight kill. Now, let's cover the Thorium Brotherhood and Timbermoor Hold. Starting with the Thorium Brotherhood, deep inside the heart of Blackrock Mountain, you'll find the Thorium Brotherhood Quartermaster, Lochthos Dark Bargainer. He can be found at the Grim Guzzler, the bar inside of Blackrock Depths. Depending on your reputation, he will provide you with the various epic recipes that every guild will want to eventually get their hands on. Now, the Thorium Brotherhood has a few quests here and there, but most of your reputation will be gained through completing a series of repeatable turn-ins from neutral all the way to exalted. Neutral to friendly. There are 3 options for this turn-in, all of which are turned into Master Smith Burniate. You can turn in 2 Incendisaur Scale, 4 King's Blood, and 1 Coal. Or you can turn in 2 Incendisaur Scales, 10 Heavy Leather, and 1 Coal. Or the last option, 2 Incendisaur Scales, 4 Iron Bars, and 1 Coal. Honoured to Exalted. For the final stretch, you will need to turn in Molten Core crafting materials to Lochthos Dark Bargainer. You can turn in 10 Dark Iron Ore, a Fiery Core, a Lava Core, 2 Core Leather, or you can turn in Blood of the Mountain. Next, let's talk about Timbermoor Hold. The Timbermoor Furbolgs inhabit 2 areas, Azshara and Felwood. Reputation with the Timbermoor Hold faction is mainly gained through quests and killing Deadwood Furbolgs in Felwood, or another Furbolg tribe, the Winterfall, in Winter Spring. There is also 2 quests linked with this faction, which I can't have access to as there's no data for them yet, even on Classic Wowhead or Classic DB. However, upon completion, you receive 700 reputation from each quest, and then from there, you can hand in Deadwood Headdress Feathers and Winterfall Spirit Beads, which yield 2,000 reputation upon completion. As far as I know, this is a one-time turn-in, and after that, you'll have to grind out killing the Deadwood Furbolgs in Felwood, or the Winterfall in Winter Spring. Well guys, that wraps up this video on the main reputations in Classic. I hope you learned something new today. If you did, and you enjoyed the video, leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Anyway, with that being said, I'll see you boys and girls next time. Peace.